Hi, this is Mark with Paxton Trax Outdoors, and today I'm going to tie a variation of the Easy on the Eyes emerger. We've got a number 16 curved nymph hook and yellow thread in this case. We'll start by wrapping this around our hook, working our way towards the back, and unlike a traditional dry fly, we're actually going to bring this down the curve of the hook. Trim this excess. Make a few wraps back up the hook, and here we'll tie in our Ginger Zelon yarn wing shuck. We'll actually wrap our thread back over this some so that it angles downward. Trim this excess off, and then we'll trim this tail piece to about the same length as the flat portion of our hook. We'll finish wrapping this in place. And then here at the back we'll tie in a light Cahill colored quill. It's important to soak these in water for a few minutes before you tie them in. That'll help keep these from breaking when you go to wrap them around the hook. We'll get this tied into place. Trim this tag. Work our way forward roughly 2/3, maybe 3/4 of the way up the hook towards the eye. And here we'll use the same ginger colored Zelon to form an upright and divided wing. Simply fold it over your thread, move it into position. Make a few wraps in front, a few wraps behind the wings, and here, if you would like to, you can cross over the middle with a few wraps just to help maintain that divided look. Couple more wraps behind. Pull that forward out of your way, and here we'll just wrap this quill up towards our wing, trying to get each wrap right beside the previous one. Doesn't have to be perfect. And I didn't let this quill soak for very long, so hopefully it won't break on us. As we come forward, I want to leave just a small gap between that quill and the wings. At that point, we'll tie the quill in place. 4 or 5 wraps should be enough. Trim this tag off. Make a couple extra wraps. Then we'll tie in a piece of cream hackle. And you could tie this particular fly in colors other than this. I'm just using this particular color in hopes that it'll be a little more visible on video. Get our hackle tied in. And I usually try to make 2, maybe 3 wraps with the hackle in front of and behind our wings. Two looks good there. Come forward. Might try to squeeze 3 in here. Then we'll get it tied in. Sometimes it's a good idea to wiggle this thread a little bit to help get it through those hackle fibers. And we'll trim the excess hackle off, and hopefully we won't cut our thread off in the process. I usually like to put my finger between what I'm cutting and the thread to try to prevent that from happening, but it does sometimes. Once that's done, we'll pull this back, take our thread, wrap it to build up a head for the fly. We'll whip finish this. Put our needle in our thread loop to hold it. Pull it down to snug it into place. Cut our thread loose. Pull our wings into position. I usually like to trim these off to about the same height as my hackle fibers from the hook to the tips of the hackle. And we'll just make those a little bit neater. That's basically it. It is a variation of the Easy on the Eyes emerger. The difference here being the use of the quill and the Z-Line for the wings as opposed to the traditional materials for the Easy on the Eyes. I've just gotten to where I really like this Z-Line. I find it real easy to work with. And if you wanted to modify this even more, you could actually come underneath and snip some of these bottom fibers off, which would make it ride even lower in the water. Anything you can do to make your fly look like an easier target to a fish will oftentimes make it more productive. Then we'll take our fly head cement, apply it to the head, take our needle, make sure the eye of our hook is clear so we can attach it to our line. And also I like to take a little bit of this cement and just put it over this quill. That'll help make it a little more durable, so it'll last a little bit longer for you. And there you have it. Try one yourself, try it in some different colors, see how they work. And thanks for watching.